Alright, we are continuing on with Sunless Sea. We've just spent a day/night in Varkas, the City of Light. Very bright. I had a dream of smoke. It was weird, but they're not going to let me back in. So, we're continuing our search up along this coast. We're trying to find either Station 3 or another place that will give us parts for our submarine. Khan's heart, perhaps. Seems like a storm. It's going to slow me down. Sandstorm? Killing waxwind. Sea statues, giant gapes at us. King Eater's castle rises ahead, where fools give up their future. Waves are flecked with light. Oh, those light ships. They're from the King Eater's castle. That's probably that glorious dreadnought. Echoes stalk through the colonnades. Restless nights again. Everybody stop having nightmares. King Eater's Castle, an old Vora city lives here in the far reaches of the sea. The priests are long gone, but sacrifices are still made. Perhaps you can come here to make a sacrifice. Perhaps the sacrifice is you. The 6 witnesses. A woman in rags stands on the battlements staring into the east. An act of burning faith. Which god holds sway here? Storm, stone, salt? Perhaps no god that is elsewhere named. Perhaps if you feed it, it will calm your mind. Eat Terror 50, no more than 99. Lose your mind. Offer your thoughts on the altar. Do not do this. Eat your crew. Not all of them will go easily. Do not do this. This will destroy all your crew and any human or near-human officers. The struggle will wound and even kill you. Offer stories, all of them. What is one more depart among so many? This will take you elsewhere at the cost of all your Z stories. Choose it only if you are desperate to be somewhere else. Compile a report. Silence, desolation, the sense of an impending terrible mistake. Everything is horrible. It is not really an appropriate title for a formal report, is it? Let's find something a little more clinical. This is the place the world ends. 6 witnesses. Gale pole. Startled by your approach. I am sorry, did not expect anyone else here. Sit with me. No, do not look east. I only dare because I know I will see nothing. Like the 5 before me, it is my time at sea. We will not get out much. But you must have traveled far to end up here. Tell me your stories. You barely begin before she interrupts. How about the Gant pole? They say they see the future. If you go, could you ask what the 7th will witness? I happily give my life to prepare the ground, but to know would be greater honors. Alright, these shops, that. Alright, we've reached the end there, so we're gonna go more so straight. Avoid that ship. Excuse me. Pardon me. Whoa. See a statue some distance to the south. Okay. Does it? Oh. I'm not gonna. Electric shiver in the air. Storm is watching, sailors would say. Is that a ship? A lighthouse. Autumn Islands, distance to the north. Mists of sea of autumn get into the hearts of heads. Alright, Autumn Islands. Is there any port here? Here we go. Mangrove College. The music in this game is just, immaculate. Zebrats cry out. They are nothing like birds. Mangrove College. The wise and the wicked seek sanctuary here, where the fruits are plenty and the wood is wild. A steaming sprawl of parasynthetic vegetation and a village, barely a village, whole walls, roofs in disrepair, stilts leaning dangerously. It looks to have been assembled by drunks in a hurry. Dock carefully. An intense stare. There's a gentleman watching you rather closely. He may be mumbling to himself. Engage an officer, maybe's daughter. Hello, where are you headed? On second thought, I don't mind. Can I come aboard? Yes, I'm an engineer, but I'm an engineer in a hurry. Pick up a passenger. The Mangrove College is named for its scholars and philosophers. They have long abandoned civilized comforts for the life of the mind. Sometimes they want those civilized comforts back. Eat, drink, be merry. The philosophers of the college are not hospitable, but this whole shoreline is bustling with fruit and edible fungus. Reach up and it falls into your hand. Pick it, and it's already fermented. Gather supplies. You don't have time to stop and rest, but you can gather plenty of supplies. The college members will grumble, but there's enough to go around. Into the Wispways, the swamp around the village, are full of mud, crocodiles, and vegetable treasures, including the notorious parasite called Sunless fruit. The fogs and the spreading branches occlude all light. Take plenty of candles if you venture in. Unpick the mysteries of other lands. The scholars of the college are hungry for lore. They will help you put the pieces together. Convert these items into secrets. Mysteries. Unpick mysteries at the Z. Some of the philosophers of the college have the grizzled air of old sailors, retired mariners, or pirates who've come here to avoid attention. Compile a port report. Sages, scholars, philosophers, naturalists, poets, dreamers, here to pursue their rare field ideals in a land of muddy fecundity. Go beachcombing. Ships come and go to and from the Mangrove College, often in secret. What might they have flung overboard? Put a blaming ashore. The college is already crumbling mess, with more plant than village, unleashing a blemigan here will only hasten the decline. No matter. Okay, first we're going to get a port report. All shall be well. The thinkers of the Mangrove College continue their untroubled and sedentary existence. New schools of philosophy are born and die like bubbles. Extraordinary poetries are written in water. The occasional retired pirate tries and fails to get invited to salons. Hunger quality's gone. I've gained 1 supply. Very nice. Let's engage the officer's daughter. Welcome aboard. If anyone comes looking for me, well, I'm not accepting callers. Can I trust you to pass on that? You don't want them distracting me from my duties. Okay. I can pick up a passenger. Checkered character. The principals. Poor Cecil. Black and white and silver. Please take me there. Sooner or later, it doesn't matter. I know how complex the moves can be. A checkered character, this dreamy, furtive fellow, is traveling to the principles of Coral. Oh yeah, poor Cecil. That's one of my favorite spots. Okay, we're gonna gather some supplies. Wonderful things. Your crew strips a stretch of shoreline bare. It has burgeoned again. It'll have burgeoned again by next week, no doubt. Nice. Don't want to do that. I want to convert those to money. No shops. All right, off we go. Oh, before we do though, let's see here. Talk to engineer. Engine power plus 100% versus fuel efficiency 5%. I want fuel efficiency. If I go for 100%, it's going to drain my stuff a bit more. Baby's daughter. A smile, a wink, a butterfly tattoo, an interest in detailed knowledge of weaponry and engines. Better to dine with you. Perhaps you don't entirely trust her, but she keeps the engines turning, and she's hard to dislike. Invite her to dine with you. That's a lovely idea. How about fish dinner? I do have quite a particular taste in fish. Increase your veils. We'll tell you secrets if you tell her yours. Complex knowledge. She's serious when she gets talking. There's hard edges under the buff and banter. Increase my hearts. Learning begets learning. The campaigner's knowledge is vast, but her patience is not always vast. She is never discourteous, but you do occasionally catch her looking at the clock. Okay, hearts are now 30. Thank you. Any progress over here? Not quite yet. Okay. Hey. But when? But when? Melting islands. Oh. Oh, okay. It's not a port thing. Swallowed Islands. Okay, I'm not gonna go that way. Wanting to head back to port now. I'm gonna go straight on. Isle of Cats. Hold on. Kitties. Isle of Cats. Kitties. Alright. It's a straight shot for London after this. With the parts along the way. Where there are roses. A scatter of yellow-lit honey dens and brightly painted alehouses. To the southeast rises the stone tower of Cavendish Abbey, its ramparts hung with crimson and gold banners. There are sailors from all across the Neath hauling cargo, dicing and brawling good-naturedly on the docks. The air carries the sound of sea shanties sung with more enthusiasm than skill, and the smell of roses edged with brimstone. A piratical welcome. Welcome to the Isle of Cats, the wide-eyed dockmaster says brightly. Would you like to bribe me not to write down your details in this nice official ledger? Ambition. Where can you taste red honey? The salt-scarred navigator says he tasted memories of failed expedition against an immortal city. Where is the one who gave it to him? Oh. Compile a port report. Though the Isle seems at present beyond the reach of the Admiralty's laws, that does not mean that the Admiralty lacks interest in their activities. Buy a shipment of red honey. You could sell it for profit elsewhere if you were inclined to take your chances with the revenue men. Sell sunlight. Sunlight, the most dangerous of pleasures. Here in Port Cavendish, there is an appetite for dangerous pleasures, but will you be able to negotiate with the sippers of sunlight? All right, port report first. Roses and kings. You spend half a day observing the docks, and note that an astonishing number and variety of ships. Was that a Connaught trimaran nestled beside a vessel from the Iron Republic? The dockhands complain loudly that they have never been busier. The caddies talk ceaselessly and carelessly about smuggling and piracy, and even the most hardened sailors lower their voices when they mention the king. They go even quieter when they talk about the Rose Garden. You make careful notes. Perhaps the Admiralty will understand what they mean, even if you don't. A dissolute smuggler's haven of alehouses and honey dens. All right. You hand over the coins, and she tips you a sharp smile before waving you to the nearest alehouse. The entire process is straightforwardly corrupt and pleasingly efficient. The Rose and Tiger. The alehouse's sign is a tiger painted in the color of rose petals. Someone has gone to the great trouble and expense to gild the creature's eyes. They look out over the port, feral and unseeing. A caged hive of lamplighter bees hangs from the ceiling like a chandelier. A few sailors give you a hard-mouthed, assessing look, but most ignore your presence entirely. Significant tokens. The caddies all wear a pair of amber stones threaded around their necks or pinned to their collars. Clandestine doings, a whispered conversation, the clink of coins, an exchange of goods. Religious observances. Is that a crimson-veiled nun? But what sort of nun would be in a place like this? Leave the alehouse. There must be more to the Isle of Cats than drunken stots and Z-stories. Curious about the nun. A mellifluous sister, of course, she responds, performing a complicated negotiation between veil, thick glove, and glass of mushroom wine. You ask what one of those is, and she snorts. I'm glaring at you underneath this blooming veil. You act appropriately cowed, and the mellifluous sister thaws a little. We are beekeepers and honey harvesters. The caddies owe their prosperity to us and the Pirate King, too. She slurps the last of the mushroom wine behind her veil, and the barkeep glides over to refill her glass, eyes respectfully downcast. Clandestine doings. The merest taste. You turn your head as though you are admiring one of the moldering draperies hung from the wall. A vial flashes in the buyer's trembling hands. He uncorks it, pours a few drops of red liquid down his throat. The vial drops to the floor. When you look back up, he is gone. You blink and look around. No one else seems in the least bit perturbed that a man disappeared from their midst. You pick up the fallen vial and examine the traces left inside. Sticky honey gleams with redness entirely unlike blood. Significant tokens. Cat's eyes, one of them says, for the Pirate King. As far as you can gather, the Pirate King's name is Leopold, and he controls all the trade on the island. Half of the caddies believe that he can take the form of a crimson tiger and creep into their dreams. The other half suspect more prosaically that he simply eats those who displease him. Prosaically was that word. Okay, leave the alehouse. Make sure you have learned all you wish before you leave this place. There must be more to the Isle of Cats. Laws of the land. The barkeep stops you before you reach the door and hands you a brooch set with 2 amber stones. He waits passively until you pin it to your clothes. Everyone wears the cat's eyes here, he tells you, moving aside to let you pass. Just a friendly reminder that the Pirate King is watching. It seems that no place, then, is truly lawless. Occurrence. Your Isle of Cats notoriety. A brooch of amber cat's eyes and a warning. Okay. Ambition. Where can I taste red honey? Isery, cat's chiefest claw. The reports are all the same. Isery manages the honey tongue, a den of exceedingly select and debased pleasures. You'll have to win their favor if you are to taste the honey. Honey tongue. It is both brothel and honey den, run by someone the caddies refer to as the King's Claw. Cavendish Abbey. Crimson-clad, mellifluous sisters patrol its ramparts and tend their hives of lamplighter bees. All right, let's go to the honey tongue. Entering the brothel is like sliding into the dream of a surface ornamentalist. Jewel-embroidered cushions, bright silk drapes, gilded statues of elephants, sun bears, and clouded leopards. Silver censers release curling plumes of rose-scented smoke into the air. The courtesans are red-lipped and coal-smudged. When you catch their eyes, they smile back at you with professional interest. Your actions will attract the Pirate King's notice. You need 5 Pirate King's notice to gain an offer from a patron. A meeting with the King's Claw. The Claw keeps a suite in the maze of corridors above the brothel. Ask what red honey is. You know, of course, only the particulars may have slipped your mind. Comfort a Z-Captain. A Z-Captain is weeping gently into a courtesan's bosom, muttering of her lost crew and rose gardens. Swap tales with a honey smuggler. A few rousing Z stories should loosen his tongue about the mysterious Pirate King. Let me ask what red honey is. One of the nearby courtesan's eyebrows lift infinitesimally, but his reply is practiced. When lamplighter bees suck the nectar of the crimson strain of exile's roses, they are driven to madness. They enter the brains of humans and harvest their memories. He shudders, as though imagining the process himself. Those memories are instilled in red honey, and each sip is a burst of memory on the tongue. Deliciously awful, isn't it? He flutters his dye-feathered fan. I'm getting really scared. I'm fearful now. 1 second, I need it. Let me sip from my decanter. Water. Aqua. The best kind of refreshment. We comfort the Sea-Captain. They're all tending the gardens now, she wails, and begins to weep again. My poor crew. You wait for a hitch in the sobs and inquire further. It is a slow, delicate business drawing answers out of her, but you are nothing if not perseverant. It seems her crew was conscripted by the Lady of the Gardens, and that their duties are something far worse than horticulture. You leave her reciting the names of her lost sailors and commending them to Salt's mercy. Are they part of the garden now? Probably. Let me go to the Cavendish Abbey. The mellifluous sisters make their home in the richly appointed stone tower of Cavendish Abbey. Their thick gloves and crimson mesh helmets are worn, less for modesty and more for practicality. They tend the hives of the lamplighter bees all across the aisle and make a religious observance of harvesting red honey for the Pirate King. Okay, let's see. The Lady of the Gardens offer. Her name, she says, is Zaria. You should use it. Gossip with a novice. She could, she tells you earnestly, really use a lamentable relic. Best not ask her what for. Fuel for the bee smokers. Sisters who tend the smokers is talkative sort. No, not doing that. A meeting with the abbess. She's always interested in news of London. Can't do that. Let me keep talking to this sad sailor here. Okay. Meeting with the King's Claw. Talk to Zaria. We have not met, have we? No, this is definitely the first time, but The Lady of the Cages shakes her head sharply. Best to proceed as if it is the first, don't you think? A veil of gold mesh obscures only her eyes, leaving her glistening bitten lips bare. Perhaps 100 small silver keys jangle in a bunch at her left hip. I think we should be friends. I'm very important, you know, or I was. No, still am. She pauses. Yes, I am quite sure I still am. Accept her offer. It is always useful to be friends with important people, even if they're hazy on the subject. You can only have one patron on the Isle of Cats. Choose well. Let me talk to the other guy. King's Claw tells you to call them Izuri. They are dressed in azure silk and wearing clawed rings of enameled metal and ivory on the fingers of their right hand. They are very beautiful, if you like them sharp and glistening and ambiguously gendered. You have caught the interest of the Pirate King, and therefore my interest as well. They say, fixing you with an amber-eyed gaze, you seem capable enough, and I have need of a capable friend. Ah, yes. Discuss the well-traveled notary's memories. Your quest has led you here. You need to know what the notary knew. Perhaps you are unsettled by Isari's beauty. Perhaps the assassin is working comfortably with caddies. Okay, about Nida, about Prispit, about the secret of immortality. The cat's chiefest claw meets you in their suite with a distracted air and a raised eyebrow. You raise the matter of the well-traveled notary's memories. Isri taps clawed finger rings on the stem of a wine glass. The sound is silvery and sharp. I see someone's been talking. I'm reluctant. The notary only has a taste of or two left in him. I was saving them for myself. This Nida business. Fascinating. After a preposterous price. It's enough for a whole shipment of red honey. Okay, we're gonna need 600 echoes. $600 echoes for that. Highest ratio is no more than 6. Okay, I'll accept his offer. Wonderful, utterly delightful. Isari is all smiles and genial bonhomie. I shall start tinkering, thinking of a task fit for your talents. Something special. They wave a jeweled hand. Run along now. There's a good captain. Your patron beckons you into their office above the honey tongue. I have a delivery for the alarming scholar in London. They tell you over a meal of fungus blossom and sea lily soup. A delivery that needs to pass beneath notice of the revenue. Isari places a casket on the table and slides it open with a dull click. Inside are vials of is unmistakable red honey. It gleams malevolently. Accept a new commission. You are hardly squeamish about smuggling red honey. If you change your mind, you could always turn the shipment over to the Admiralty instead. Refuse their request. You think the lamplighter bees and cage gardens in your mouth its own volition, shapes of refusal. The scar will give you some notes in return. Bring them to me, and I shall be most pleased. Isari slides the casket over to you, and very pointedly does not enumerate the consequences of returning without the notes. Instead, they smile too wide, and you shiver. Vials of red honey. Ted marked vials, carefully padded casket. This stuff is too dangerous even to be properly illegal. Be cautious in taking it to London. King's Claw keeps order on the Isle of Cats. Alright. Am I able to get back? Okay. Okay, so I need 600 echoes for that. Promises Nate, Maleficus glides into the room. I don't want to have him as my patron. Okay. Well, now we know. That's continuing. Now we're due for London. And any other things we find along the way. Something underwater to the northeast. Con Shadow. Wait, what? Visage. Oh, Con Shadow. This is important. Salt Steps. Here's the dominion of New Connaught, whose ancestors came here long before London fell. Iron Quarter. The waves are cluttered with sea wrack like drowned hair drifting. Con Shadow, the city that swam. Long ago, the Connaught turned its back on its warrior traditions. It has no place for pirates and would-be nomads. So here in the shadow, the exiles make their home, amid 100 wrecked, grounded, decommissioned ships. Plunder the decommissioned remains of the stone turtle, an old research vessel chained and boarded up at the shadow's rim. If the Connaught sonar schematics survive, perhaps they're on board. Approach the man staring at you. His gaze is rather intense. What does he want? Acquire a doomed monster hunter. The rebel lords of Connaught are hungry for the secrets of the Dawn Machine. One among their number will volunteer to die for you should you provide what they need. Compile a port report. So many malcontents, so little time. Closely written notes. Conniving, debauching, speechifying, drinking, singing, speeching, poeting. Now and then a drunken duel. Very occasionally a savage ritual murder. Long-moored ships provide shelter for exiles. Alright, let's look. You climb aboard. Your bosom applies bolt cutters to a chain, securing entry. Slipping inside, you close the door, muting the clamor of the shadow. The light lamps. The hall is well preserved. Down in the hold are orderly piles of crates, boxes, and cabinets. Eventually you uncover a detailed set of schematics that, despite the complexities of Connaught's script, look like what you need. You cram them into your jacket. You have discovered fingerprints in the dust and suspicious gapes in the runs of certain records. Has someone been here recently? Perhaps the Connaught has abandoned submarine research quite as absolutely as they claim. Return to Part Carnelian to complete your submarine research. Nice. Alrighty. What else? Anything else? Nope. Shops? Free market. Trade unfettered by the Connaught's law. Deeply departed. Purchase what remains. Creative human souls. Traveler's friend. Fuel supplies wonders. Oh, mirror catch box full of very angry dream snakes. A sullen Varick glows leaks from within. Sometimes it rattles. Best not to open it. Oh, I can sell my lounge artifacts here. But they might be worth more. I think they're actually worth more in London, so I'm going to be keeping them. Empty mirror cache box. Well, this is where I can buy it, but I can't afford it right now. A chest with an embedded matrix of mirrors, an unlike device for capturing sunlight. Captivating treasure. You'll look away eventually. Mile breaker. Ooh. This frankly sinister device reduces the amount of fuel that the engine uses. It also really frightening the crew, apparently. That's necessary. Oh. Alright, that's something I have to get later. Alright. Away from there, and then we actually go to Kanat. Which I think is over here. Iron Core. Hoglades Bridge. Discovered the Copper Quarter. Khan's Heart, London's rival. An oasis of light in salt black waters, canals thread the painted city. Street lamps glow and water taxis putter. Drop off the August traveler. Your payment, my lord. It has been a pleasure. By evening bell, the travel writer sets across the planks with good speed, his steamer trunk in his arms. A storyteller pesters you for coins as you eat your dinner at the steam-filled restaurant. You throw him a coin for quiet, but before you can resume your meal, an explosion tears through the next street. Citizen sailors and the white and golds hurry to the crater. Once the smoke has cleared, you can see the innards of a secret shipyard. Torn brass and steel, mangled faces staring lifelessly from the rubble. The white and golds argue in their own tongue. The storyteller ambles up to you. They are saying the leopard made underwater ships here, in violation to the agreement with London, he whispers. They say London's assassin has visited. You might want to slip away. An agreement enforced. Notable. All right, well, thank you for the echoes. You now have 3. White and golds are watching you. Stress all 4 nations, but London in particular. A panicked wave. There's someone in the shadows trying to draw your attention with equal parts discretion and desperation. Seek a commercial license. The Coganians dislike merchants, and they dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants induce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy your way into the Nephrite Quarter. Time in a tea house. The Copper Quarter offers comfort to foreigners, but prices are, to put it mildly, mischievous. Hire crew. Kaganites are wary of your people, but perhaps you can find someone. Wander Khan's Heart. Foreigners are restricted to the Copper Quarter, but as long as you don't try to cross the bridges, you can explore in reasonable safety. Purchase fuel at an outrageous price. The Kannat merchants grin when they see you coming. An unlicensed foreign captain? They'll pick a price and triple it. Purchase supplies at a ludicrous price. Foreigners are permitted to buy food in the Copper Quarter, but only poor quality in small quantities. And so you go from street vendor to street vendor trying to purchase enough soggy smoked fish to feed your crew. Pay a storyteller. Storytellers in the city of cedars wear brightly colored kaftan-like clothing with silk sashes, in contrast to the more sober and subterranean dress of the citizenry. For coin, enough even foreign coin, they'll sing epics of their nation's history. Find your contact. The Khanite is wary of imperial spies. Go very carefully. You have half the directions you need. The others should be at a dead drop by the docks. I want to do that. Gather port report. The Khanat generally assumes that all foreigners are spies or worse. It would be a shame to disappoint them, but it might be dangerous to prove them right. Oof, tough challenge. This Khanite suspicion increases. The actions become more difficult. If you have an intelligence network here, it's easier. Establish a spy in Khanat's heart. If you're caught, it'll mean trouble. If you're successful, you can tap your network later for intelligence, and the dark-spectacled admiral and the veracious diplomat, among others, will be interested. Alright, let's give it a shot. Before I do, so we need veils up. Let's see if there's anyone who has an increase in veils. That's heart. Veils. Iron. Alright. Pages. Iron. Veils 6. Veils 8. Well, let's give it a shot. First, what does this do? Let's seek commercial license before we do that. Not here, servicer. Servicer? But the Kaganians have been generations underground, and to them, all Londoners are servicers. It seems that you'll need to go to Khan's Glory, the nearby palaces of the nobility, to seek a license. Time at the tea house. Too expensive. Supplies. Pay a storyteller. The temptations of Parabola. Where London now stands, the capital of Khanat once stood, after its own disappearance from the surface. After the clean sky and wide earth, they went half mad in the close night under the earth. They found serpent things and mirrors that promised them diversion, escape, new horizons. In time, the mirror serpents became masters, not the servants, and the last true Khan led the last of his people to the salt steppes, to the black rock, where he found this city. How they built it is a tale for another day. You feel eyes on you. A woman in white and gold uniform watches you closely. The loyalty services is suspicious of foreigners who want to learn Kaganian history. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get a port report. Okay. Eyes everywhere. Okay. Your listeners meet more your questions with courteous fighting. Don't turn around. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. I need to get our suspicions down. Oh, well. What's my time? I think we have enough to get to that other place, which I think... Khan's Glory. Discovered wolf. Eagle. A place of stately isolation. Khan's Glory. Here are the palaces of the Khan and his court, each a fortress to itself. Sleek lords and ladies in belted robes, breakfast on balconies. An unlikely antelope peeks at you from a park Guns rotate easily on motorized gimbals. Offer a gift to the leopard. The royal clan of the Khan himself, has a notorious weakness for coffee, and his court follows suit. Okay, that's good to know. Petition for access to the Nephrite court. The clan of the leopard grants trade and licenses to foreigners. I need to have a bit more thing. Offer a gift to the Taman. Drowning pearls. The clan is named for a sizable, ferocious fish of the surface. They have a fondness for drowning pearls for those seeking clan ritual. Plead your case to the Taman. The Taman clan has long controlled the white and golds, or is it black and is it white and golds or the blues and blacks? You know, the loyalty service, who watch Kaganites and foreigners alike. If they are convinced your intentions are good, they may be lenient. Ask the leopard contacts to intercede with the Tamian. If your Kaganian suspicion has risen too high, the Tamian can help. The leopard may induce them to do so. Ask your Tamian contacts to intercede with the leopard. The leopard's favor is essential to gaining access to Khanate trade. Take a meeting concerning a matter of no importance. A servant of the Taman is missing. His loss is in danger. Cruise past the clan palaces. Khan's glory has a steely beauty, but the clan lords are ever suspicious of spies and those gun. Okay. Khan's glory. Strength and brilliance. Light blazes from every gate and window. You glimpse guards in gleaming uniforms, subterranean garments of mauve and purple, hanging ornaments of scaled carnelian and jade. Statues of warrior Khans past. The water is dark and calm. The sentries watch you with calm distrust. Nice. Why does everything I do gain menaces? I'm just standing and looking around, guys. I'm not doing anything. Alright, no shops. No nothing. And I'm reaching about an hour of time, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Because I'm getting tired. Ooh. Alright. Alright. So that's going to end it here. I'm going to hightail it back to London at this point. Hope I have enough fuel for it. And from there, refuel, report, and then just... Yeah, I think we'll make our way back to the Cornelian Post to get set up with our submarine and see where the Z takes us. Also get some stuff for that Isle of Cats honey thing. See where it goes. Alright. Take care, everybody. See you later on this. Ciao, ciao.